The country of Brazil. Brazil is a country of South America that occupies half the continent's landmass. It is the fifth largest country in the world, exceeded in size only by Russia, Canada, China, and the United States, though its area is greater than that of the 48 conterminous U.S. states. Brazil faces the Atlantic Ocean along 4,600 miles of coastline and shares more than 9,750 miles of inland borders with every South American country except Chile and Ecuador specifically. Uruguay to the south, Argentina, Paraguay, and Bolivia to the southwest, Peru to the west, Colombia to the northwest, and Venezuela, Guyana, Suriname, and French Guiana to the north. Brazil stretches roughly 2,700 miles from north to south and from east to west to form a vast irregular triangle that encompasses a wide range of tropical and subtropical landscapes, including wetlands, savannas, plateaus, and low mountains. Brazil contains most of the Amazon River basin, which has the world's largest river system and the world's most extensive virgin rainforest. The country contains no desert, high mountain, or Arctic environment. Brazil is the fifth most populous country on Earth and accounts for one-third of Latin America's population. Most of the inhabitants of Brazil are concentrated along the eastern seaboard, although its capital, Brasilia, is located far inland and increasing numbers of migrants are moving to the interior. Rio de Janeiro, in the eyes of many of the world, continues to be the preeminent icon of Brazil. The nation's bourgeois cities, huge hydroelectric and industrial complexes, mines, and fertile farmlands make it one of the world's major economies. However, Brazil struggles with extreme social inequalities, environmental degradation, intermittent financial crisis, and sometimes deadlocked political system. Brazil is unique in the Americas because, following independence from Portugal, it did not fragment into separate countries as did British and Spanish possessions in the region. Rather, it retained its identity through the intervening centuries and a variety of forms of government. Because of that hegemony, the Portuguese language is universal except among Brazil's native Indians, especially those in the more remote reaches of the Amazon basin. At the turn of the 21st century, Brazilians marked the 500th anniversary of Portuguese contact with a mixture of public celebration and deprecation. The Brazilian landscape is immense and complex, with interspersed rivers, wetlands, mountains, and plateaus adjoining other major features and traversing the boundaries of states and regions. The Brazilian government has grouped the country's states into five large geographic and statistical units called the major regions: North, Northeast, Central West, Southeast, and South. The tropical north comprising the states of Acre, Rondônia, Amazonas, Para, Tocantins, Roraima, and Amapá covers more than two-fifths of Brazilian territory and includes the largest portion of Amazon rainforest and parts of the Guiana and Brazilian highlands. However, the region accounts for a limited proportion of the nation's population and economic output. The Northeast, which experiences some of the nation's driest and hottest conditions, has nearly one-fifth of Brazil's land area and more than one-fourth of the population. It contains the states of Maranhão, Piauí, Ceará, Rio Grande do Norte, Paraíba, Alagoas, Sergipe, Bahia, and Pernambuco, the latter including the island of Fernando de Noronha, some 225 miles off the Atlantic coast. The region's oldest cities date from the 16th century, when the Portuguese first established sugar cane plantations there. The Northeast accounts for one-fifth of the nation's agricultural production, but the industrial and service sector lag far behind those of the Southeast and South, and the unemployment rate remains high. The southeast covers only one-tenth of Brazil's territory, but has two-fifths of its population and the greatest concentration of industrial and agricultural production in the nation. The region includes Sao Paulo State, which is the nation's economic and demographic heartland, landlocked Minas Gerais, whose very name, meaning extensive mines, testifies to great mineral wealth, and the populous coastal states of Espiritu Santo and Rio de Janeiro. The city of Rio de Janeiro, the national capital from 1763 to 1960, remains Brazil's main cultural and tourist center. The south, which stretches below the Tropic of Capricorn, includes the states of Paraná, Santa Catarina, and Rio Grande do Sul. It occupies an area nearly as large as the Isle of Britain, but is smallest of Brazil's regions. Its diversified economy includes strong manufacturing, agriculture, and service sectors. The South has about one-seventh of the nation's population, including many people of European ancestry, particularly from Germany and Italy. The South's tourist trade particularly depends on the spectacular Aku Falls at the Argentine border. The Central West consists of the states of Goiás, Mato Grosso, and Mato Grosso do Sul, as well as the Federal District in which Brasilia is located. The region covers roughly one-fourth of Brazil, including forested valleys, semi-arid highlands, and vast wasteland. A small proportion of the nation's population lives there, but an increasing number of settlers have been moving into the region and extending its agricultural frontiers. Brazil is a predominantly tropical country, famous for its extensive Amazon lowlands. However, highlands cover most of the national territory. Brazil's physical features can be grouped into five main physiographic divisions: the Guiana Highlands in the north, the Amazon lowlands, the Pantanal in the central west, the Brazilian highlands including the extensive coastal ranges, and the coastal lowlands. Brazil shares the rugged Guiana Highlands with Venezuela, Guyana, Suriname, and French Guiana. Forested mesas and mountain ranges, scenic waterfalls, and whitewater rivers characterize the area. The highest point in Brazil is Neblina Peak, which reaches 9,888 feet along the Venezuelan border in the Serra do Imeri. The Serra da Pacaraima, farther east, rises to 9,094 feet at Mount Roraima, where the borders of Venezuela, Guyana, and Brazil meet. The less rugged Acarai and Tumuk-Humak or Tumucumake ranges border on the Guianas. The Amazon lowlands are widest along the eastern base of the Andes. They narrow toward the east until downstream of Manaus. Only a narrow ribbon of annually flooded plains or varzeas separates the Guiana highlands to the north from the Brazilian highlands to the south. The varzeas fan out again as the watercourse approaches the Atlantic, but no delta extends into the ocean. The basin's most widespread topographical features are gently undulating hills called terra firme or solid ground, composed of layers of alluvial soil that were deposited as much as 2.5 million years ago and subsequently uplifted to positions above flood level. Shallow oxbow lakes and wetlands are found throughout the region. The immense Pantanal, an extension of the Grand Chaco Plain, is a region of swamps and marshes in northwestern Mato Grosso do Sul and southern Mato Grosso states and, to a lesser extent, in northern Paraguay and eastern Bolivia. It is one of the largest freshwater wetlands in the world, covering some 54,000 square miles. The Pantanal is dissected by the effluents of the upper Paraguay River, which overflows its banks during the rainy season, inundating all but the tops of scattered levees and low hills, also drainage.